A local grassroots group wants to see racial peace and harmony throughout the world, and they're getting it started right here in Rancho Cucamonga. Reporter Miriam Hobbs tells us more about their efforts.
Today, local organizations and community members came together at Central Park in Rancho Cucamonga for the first meeting on racial amity. The nonprofit organization People for Peace and Prosperity invited the community out for a workshop focusing on racial amity.
We've come together to create a grassroots effort to shift the culture that has separated us, has caused us division, into a culture of amity, love, and unity.
The organization was founded by a small group of people about a year and a half ago. They all share the same dream of hope for the future for humanity.
What People for Peace and Prosperity does is to create that environment, that safe space of conversation and dialogue, either if it's in the form of workshops for individuals, if it is in the form of training programs for communities and institutions.
And for the group's first workshop on race amity, people came from near and far to get in on the discussion. Esther Brown drove from LA County.
I highly believe in diversity and race, and I do believe that that our world can unite. Racism is a very important issue that our country is challenging right now. So I believe that we need to address it and take that into action.
The event was co-sponsored by the local spiritual assembly of Bajas of Rancho Cucamonga. The group says there are many divisions between people, but they believe race is the most challenging.
Racial divide is one of them that has hampered the progress of humanity as a whole, as a united force that can do wonderful things for humanity, for their society. But instead, the struggles and problems have held us back.
Attendees also watched the documentary Race Amity and the Other Tradition, produced by the National Center for Race Amity. Azizi says she was inspired by the concept of race amity after meeting the NCRA's founder, William Smith.
He is trying to show that in our history, there is so much good, there's so much of that nobility of human beings.
Organizers say these series of conversations will also include discussions on topics such as religion.
Racial amity is the concept for tonight. Religious unification and bringing the interfaith and people of faith and no faith. And the next one will be a gender equity that needs to be discussed.
Other organizations working towards unity and racial amity showed up for the event. The group toward Oneness has spent the last 2.5 years holding workshops that focus on bringing people together.
We always have a next step part of our program. And we'll say, you know, go to this other church, or go to this organization, or read this book, or watch this film, to broaden your perspective and to learn things maybe you didn't know.
Those who came out for the discussion have high hopes and believe the discussions on racial amity will eventually pay off.
So hopefully we will be able to lend a helping hand to each other and empower people to be their better self.
I'd like to see a goodly number of these people who are here say, yes, I want to work toward oneness.
I just want to do something about it, like instead of thinking about it, like actually putting it to action.
And organizers would also like to see law enforcement involved in the initiative on racial amity.
In Upland, we reached out to our local police force and started conversations on a monthly basis over coffee and donut with watching videos on racial harmony.
People for Peace and Prosperity plan to hold 3 to 4 of these conversation series throughout the year. Reporting for Healthy RC Living, I'm Miriam Hobbs.